Welcome back and welcome to more spring-like temperatures as we move forward. Temperatures normal for late April or early May, not early February. Hard to believe. We hit 81 degrees today, which sets a record, beating the record that was over a century old. Let's get to the key wall. We'll talk more about it. And notice that the morning start was in the mid-60s. That should be our normal high this time of year. So we're way above normal, and hard to believe we were just 4 degrees, single-digit temperatures 2 weeks from today, going back 2 weeks ago after the blizzard of 2025 here in Acadiana, and more upper 70s to lower 80s in the forecast. In fact, gotta keep apprised the dense fog advisory for the coastal parishes. Patchy further inland. We'll continue to see that fog late at night and hanging along the coast during the day. And then locally for most of us, morning fog and clouds giving way to afternoon sun. Temperatures topping out near the record levels for this time of year, which is between 80 and 83 degrees, and at least through Sunday, and it looks like into early next week as well. Now, a frontal system approaches next week, but it may stall north of the area. So bottom line, an unsettled forecast. If you look at the GFS, it's going for highs in 50s and 60s, and you look at the Euro model, it's going for highs in the lower 80s. So our 10-day forecast, a little bit of a compromise between the two for right now until we're more confident. We lean toward the Euro. It's been the more accurate model so far this winter. We're still in a nice dry pattern. That's not going to change. The storm pattern, winter weather all up across the northern part of the U.S. Meanwhile, we continue to see southerly winds feeding in that Gulf moisture that's bringing in the fog. And again, not a whole lot showing up on regional Doppler radars across the area. So as we put the graph model in motion, here comes the clouds and fog. Once again, temperatures in mid-60s, near 100% humidity. And then that fog burns off, except it may burn off a little bit later in some other spots. So if it burns off later, we're closer to the mid to upper 70s. But if it burns off quickly like it did today, and we have plenty of sun from noon to 4, we're going to see temperatures approaching 80 degrees again for tomorrow. We do it all over again tomorrow night. Clouds, fog in the mix, temperatures in the 60s, and then back into the mid to upper 70s to lower 80s again for your Friday. Here's the long range. Here's the Euro holding up that front. It does suggest there's going to be some rain chances in the area next week. But notice this front doesn't go go anywhere. Maybe sags a little bit farther to the south. So one day next week, maybe Wednesday, we could see temperatures in the 50s to the north and pushing 80 to the south with some scattered shower activity. So we'll see how that plays out. And again, leaning toward the Euro right now, which pushes that frontal boundary back to the north. And we don't get a cold front until beyond the 10-day forecast, or around day 10 or 11 down the line. We do know fog is going to be the situation once again tonight. Low clouds along the coast. Keep that in mind for crew changeover. And again, that fog does not leave the coastal areas and then builds back in as we head into tomorrow night through Friday morning. Maybe more on a patchy basis as we move forward. Temperature-wise, 60s overnight tonight. Once again, we'll get into the upper 70s to near 80 degrees across the region. Baton Rouge should get into the lower 80s. 60s again tomorrow night. And as we head into Friday, upper 70s to near 80 degrees. Once again, spring is here and in the air for sure, even though we're more than a month and a half from the official start of celestial spring. 66 the low tonight, so another mild one with that fog thickest toward the coast. And then for tomorrow, we'll see spring-like warmth continuing, mostly sunny skies for the afternoon after morning fog and clouds. Intervals of sunshine we'll say for the afternoon out there. And the birds are going. It is that time of year. A slight chance of a sprinkle, misty drizzle with all these low clouds and fog. And then rain chances perk up as we head into next week. And for now, we're keeping it in the 70s for a while until we see that front definitively coming through sometime next week. That's it for weather for now. We'll have more coming up later in the show.